is that sufficient to hold up in court, or do they have to go? You
I
have
would
to do more
Yeah, I would need to do more, but I could use those as exhibits also.
to start it.
So yes, to start it, but it does go into deeper detail into that. But filing again, that's nothing. I go through that a million times
All the time.
Yes. So in the industry, especially in the entertainment industry,
Okay.
that happens quite frequently.
Right.
So
right.
And so, if they wanted to get in touch with you,
they can get in contact with me via my email, lmb credit repair at gmail.com.
all right.
Lisa Battise, Battise at yahoo.com.
Yeah.
All right.
Or via my website, LMB Credit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all heard it here first and
Also
last.
handle Legal Shield.
Legal
Need for
Shield.
y'all to give me a hand. I'm an associate on Legal Shield.
Now,
So
Legal
y'all to give me a
Shield
call.
just did a huge thing.
Oh yes.
They just
yes.
had added a Latino segment.
Yes, the entertainment. Oh boy, you talking about the Hispanics, and
Yes.
they are really, and they are coming aboard
Because
quickly
why are they coming aboard?
because Legal Shield is number one.
And
I mean, that's
President Trump is number 0.
Hey,
And
you
he's
know it.
constantly pushing them further and further away from the United States, and they need legal counsel.
They need legal counsel.
So, to all of our Latina crew, I don't speak Espanito, maybe
Espanol.
poquito, but
Espanol.
I can tell you right now that if you need legal counsel, you need to holler at that number that
Please
Lisa just
contact
gave,
me, Lisa
and
Battiste.
get with Legal Shield, because if your rights are being violated, you do have rights,
Yes, you do.
Right.
and especially if you're citizens.
That's it.
So
You need to contact me via phone. My phone number is 470-315-3372.
y'all better write
Again,
that number down.
that name is Lisa. It is B as in boy, A-T-T, I-S as in Sam, E.
Yeah.
470-315-3372.
Right.
If I cannot handle your case within any manner, believe you me, I will research it. I will get it taken care of.
You
Yes.
do. You're the bomb,
Yes.
Lisa.
Tell a friend
Yes.
and tell a friend and tell a
Tell a
friend. If you
friend.
know somebody
You do
that
a
is
whole
Hispanic.
lot of stuff though when it comes to legal. You do all
Yes.
the documents. You
Yes.
prepare things for court
Yes.
filings. You do all kinds of
Family law,
Yeah,
civil law,
yeah.
you name it. I really don't like to put out there about divorce, but hey, the attorneys out there are they're really taking it in.
Yeah,
So if you do need counseling, counseling, or you do need assistance with filing, please give me a call.
Oh,
And what is
yeah.
the actual turnaround time for divorce?
Divorce turnaround as far as your paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
Far as paperwork, if you come to me and let me know that you need to get it taken care of, it's within 24 hours.
Okay.
That's right. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Y'all
All right.
better get your
Bankruptcy,
stuff done.
Chapter 7, Chapter 11,
Yeah.
Chapter 13,
Okay.
family law, wills,
The
testaments.
legal beagle.
Yes.
Y'all better get on top
better
of it.
Get it. Better get it.
Just getting on entertainment law, so y'all entertainers.
Yes, sir. So do we have that interview queued up, ready to go, so
You
we
know
can
what?
talk about
We
the
gonna-
essence?
We're going to hit a break,
essence,
and then we're
essence.
going to bring in our guests.
We got anybody we want to shout out?
We got a lot of
Shout
shout-outs
outs.
to do.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of shout-outs. Do you know what the guest has to do with what we were doing over there with the pastor with stopping the violence over there at West End Mall?
Mm-hmm.
This is about stopping the violence. This is about abuse.
Right.
This is about sexual trafficking.
Yes,
Oh,
a
man,
very deep
man,
topic.
that's a deep topic.
I was doing some research earlier, and one of my favorite shows of all time is Smallville. Somebody save me. That's my song. That's
Oh,
my
dear
show.
God.
So, Allison Mack is one of the stars on the show, and she was actually one of my favorite people because she was Superman's best friend growing up, and
Yes,
she always
yes.
helped him do all this stuff.
Yes.
Do you know
What?
that this woman
What?
Oh boy.
just got indicted?
Yes,
For sex
indeed,
trafficking.
man.
You know what? I did hear that. Shut the door. Ain't that a hot mess?
Indicted.
Yeah, indicted.
That is
For
a
sex
hot
trafficking.
mess.
And she is
Can you
not
imagine?
only
We talking
that,
about Smallville.
not only just affiliated, she was like the point
the
person,
she was the
She
king,
was
the queen.
bringing them in for some kind of Vanguard is the name of the secret society, and it was a sex something scandal. I'm just like, really?
Yeah,
You-
yeah.
this is what you're gonna do with your stardom?
Is that
And was
horrible?
trying to bring in,
So
got a
bad.
list.
And then they said that she was released on bail today for
$5
$5 million.
Shut the door.
Yes,
So
indeed.
somebody cares about her.
Hello.
And they came up with what is it, 500,000
It's 500,000.
to get her out.
Yes.
So she must be valuable to the little sector of the club. So
She making money for them.
I hope that she gets.
And-
I hope that she gets prosecuted and they make an example out of her and the rest of the people. But they're saying that there's a lot of people involved.
Yeah, that she was trying to bring in
so
there. That's right.
Apparently, it's like a big thing. So we're going to be talking about that today and
Smallville
touching
will
on
be
that. We
different
have
now.
an actual person that was involved in that.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be definitely trying to see what she has to say, what it does to you, how you feel. And she's young, so
Yes.
we're looking
Yes.
forward to speaking with her
Yes, she is.
on this topic.
Yes.
So
Yes.
tune in,
Tune in. It's gonna be deep.
It's
be
gonna
ready.
Bring your tissues.
We about to be rocking with you at 7.
I'm already about to cry now just thinking about it. My gosh.
Yes,
It's deep.
It's a deep topic.
It's
So
deep.
we went right into the deep world. This show,
Yes.
108 Praise.
108
Voice in the
Praise.
gospel.
Radio.
And we are called not to operate in any kind of fear.
Right.
So
That's
we're
right.
supposed to always speak the truth in
Amen.
love.
Amen. Amen.
Always.
I have a question.
Yes.
God is love.
Amen.
Right.
If God is love, why do we hate one another?
I know.
Well,
I know.
I'm going to quote President Obama. He just
Oh,
spoke
my
about
goodness.
this the other day.
Yes, sir.
He said, love, you're born with a natural tendency to love one another. Hate is something that you're taught. And so we are so brainwashed into the thinking of humans. This is why Christ said, you got to learn to hate your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, and pick up your cross daily and follow me. Because he
Yeah.
loves humanity more than
right.
we ever could
Yes.
exemplify
Yes.
a
Yes.
version of love
Yes.
for humanity.
Yes.
So if we
Yes.
love him and trust in him,
That's right.
then
Yes.
he will definitely take care of us and them
Amen.
through the love that we exemplify.
Yes.
So
Amen.
that is the whole purpose of us taking Christ and putting him first. The rest of it is just man-made. So when we're trying to constantly establish love and talk about what we think his version of love, her version of love, my version of love, it's still not the love that God has for humanity.
That's right. God has
So
that agape,
that was one of the
agape
hardest
love.
things for me being a young single parent is that I had to learn that God loves my daughter way more than I could ever.
Amen.
So by me not giving her the dose of God, that's me not loving her the way he intended for me to love her.
Oh boy, that's deep
was
right
deep.
there.
Woo, we got a
Great.
pastor in the
Dang.
house.
I'm just saying. So
Been away too
when I-
long.
Yes.
when I handed her over to him, then I knew she was in good hands. That's why I don't worry about her, because I know that she's in his hands.
You know,
And
it's like the
that's-
angels like are singing behind you when you're doing that. It's like they're
Hey, we voicing the gospel. That's what we do. That's what we do.
like massaging, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
pulling it
The
in.
essence of
Yes,
God.
amen,
Yes.
amen. Just
Yes.
came through,
Yes.
just
Isn't that
swept
awesome?
in.
Praise him.
Amen.
Amen.
Praise him.
If you don't praise him, the rock's gonna praise him.
Listen.
Oh
All
gosh.
right, all right.
Yes.
And
yes,
we were
yes.
where?
All right. Shut it down, Carolyn. Shut it down, Carolyn.
And one.
All right. I guess I'll let us take our break now. Do we have to take a break? I was on the roll, but about
You know,
God, you know.
hey, I'm
Okay, all right,
telling
all
you.
right.
Even-
I will say one thing
Even
before
God
we bring our
rested on the
guests.
7th day.
And on the seventh day,
Go ahead.
we all
Go
rested.
ahead, Miss Carol. I'm listening.
Why you always gonna shut me down like that?
I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
I'm just being real with it. Okay. Lisa, can we tell Pastor Shadi to pray before our guest comes?
Yes, I'm
we
telling you.
because that is so serious. I need the tissue for real.
Humming.
Yes. All right.
Oh, Jesus, take the wheel.
All right. If
wait,
you're listening, bow your
wait.
heads.
Jesus.
We see you, Racine Hillman. Thanks for tuning in. Heavenly Father God, we thank you so much for this day.
Thank you, Lord.
For this time segment, for this show.
Yes, God.
Father,
Yes,
that
Lord.
we would honor you
Yes, God.
and voice the
Yes.
gospel of your Son, Father, that everyone
Yes,
will understand and come to know that you gave him to save the world, not to
Yes.
condemn the world, but to save it.
Yes.
And so, God, we can live free and knowing that we live in for faith and not in fear.
Yes.
So, God, we pray for the heart of the young lady that's coming in here,
Yes,
so that
Lord.
she will be prepared, steady, ready, and ready to speak whatever it is on her heart, so
Amen.
that her
Yes, Lord.
heart can once be healed, so that her mind can be consoled,
Yes,
and that
oh
we
God.
can
Yes, oh
transcend
God.
all understanding with the peace of you, my Father.
Yes, oh
Jesus,
God.
into her heart so that we can love her the way that we're supposed to as her mentors.
Yes, Lord.
We love you, Father. We thank you for all that
Yes,
you've done
Lord.
and everything that you
Praise you,
plan to do
Jesus.
with us. Father,
Yes,
use us
oh
in the way
God.
that you
Yes.
Yes,
want
Lord.
to. Father, and it's in Jesus Christ's holy name we pray.
Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, it's break time with
Yes.
Brother Courtney.
Rocking with you at 7. Rocking with you at 7. Rocking with you
Yeah.
at 7.
It's definitely a learning experience for me because, you know, the younger generation is doing a lot of things that I'm not used to. I'm pretty sure that you're not used to, maybe. So, I mean, it's just a learning experience. And I think every generation has their form of music. You know, when I came out, my parents was like, you don't know nothing about it.
Hi, this is Carolyn with Oasis Montage Magazine and Oasis Montage Talk Show with 108 Praise Radio out of Atlanta. I am now interviewing this group. Give me your name. Your Nicia? Denicia.
Gario Berry.
Gario.
How Sizzle the Voice. Jordan Michael.
And what's the name of your group?
We're all separate.
Separate individual artists. Okay, and you sing what?
R&B and hip hop. My name is Gary O'Berry. But yeah, I'm a R&B and hip hop artist.
Okay.
Rap and sing.
Where are you located out of?
New Orleans. I'm
Okay, so you're local artist.
native. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And you are?
I am Denicia. I sing R&B, pop, and bounce, and this is.
How Sizzle, and I sing bounce, R&B, pop, everything else.
We're from
You
New
guys
Orleans.
sing together?
Yeah.
Yes, we're from New Orleans.
You're both from New Orleans,
Yes.
and you sing together.
Yes.
Awesome. Do you guys have a label yet?
No.
No recording.
Independent.
Independent artist.
Yes.
Okay. And you?
Jordan Michael of Melomania.
Melomania.
Yeah, it means to be obsessed with music.
Oh,
Yeah, literally, Webster's
interesting.
Dictionary
Yeah.
definition.
Okay.
Yes, born and raised in New Orleans.
Oh, so where do you guys perform?
Center stage at Essence. Actually, Essence coined us the tricentennial millennial
Yes.
new
What?
upcoming artist in the city. So
The new wave.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so give me a taste of what you sing. Give me something.
If you ask me if I wanna stay, I do. Is there a price to pay? 'Cause I wanna be with you. Can we test the waters tonight? Let's say by you. By you. Can we say by you?
And you too. Give me a taste.
Yep. You listen to the greatest.
I am from New Orleans.
Rock the city now.
We will
If
get that dip out of you, We're gonna get that dip out of you.
Awesome!
yeah.
Give me something,
Give me
man.
something. It's from the single.
Okay.
We've got a good chance at romance. 'Cause when you're around, I get butterflies, babe. Let's get caught up in these moments. Is it too late to make you believe in love? Yeah.
So, if someone wanted to book you and contact you, where do they go to?
Gary O'Berry on Instagram, Twitter, every social media. Find my music on every social media, every platform at O'Berry.
Gotcha. And you too?
Booking Denicia at Gmail and
Booking How Sizzle at Gmail, and you can follow me on Instagram at How Sizzle the Voice, H-A Sizzle, the voice, spelled correctly like your mama tell you.
who is Denicia?
How do they find you?
Yes, at Jordan New Orleans, Melomania Music.
Hi, this is Carolyn with Oasis Montage Magazine and Oasis Montage Talk Show with 108 Praise Radio out of Atlanta. I am now...
We're back. I hope you guys enjoyed that Essence.
You know what
interview.
that clipping
Tell 'em about
was?
it. Tell
That
'em.
clipping was when I was at the Essence Festival. This group was just walking around. I said, "You guys look like you're artists." And they said, "Yeah, we are." But nobody won't talk to us. I said, "I'll talk to you."
What you mean?
I will
They
talk
gonna
to you.
talk to you.
Yeah, and I said,
Aw.
"You look like artists." I said, "Yeah, we performed over there, but nobody's wanting to talk to us." Like, I said, "You know
Aw.
what?" I said, "The press room is shut down, but you know what? I'm finna make you important." I said, "Get up there on the stage. I got some questions to ask you," and I did.
All
and they
right.
were so happy. I said, "Thank you so much." And I said, "You're welcome." But as soon as I did that, press started coming through the door saying, "We want to talk to you
Yeah.
too." So this and this and this and that. They're-
Bandwagoners.
You see how they do?
They be following.
They trying to tag
Following
over
suit.
me.
Miss Carol, let me tell you something about Miss Carol, how
Oh,
she
gosh.
maneuvered backstage.
What do I do?
She does everything she wants to do and then some. And then
Yes.
all the other people be back, media people be back there looking at each other like, well, what are we supposed to
Well,
do?
what
And then
we
as soon as she
supposed
do it, then they be like, yeah, let's do that. And they act like it's their idea. I be like,
Uh-huh.
really, dude? Like, come on.
But you know, she always make everyone feel extra special, like they are the celebrity of the celebs. I mean, just top of the charts.
Because
so
everybody's important to me. I don't care if you're young, you're old, you're big, you're little. Everybody's important. And I try to make them important to me because you never know when you might run into that person again. It's like that glass of water that you didn't give to that person.
Right.
You might need it.
You don't never know who you're talking to.
Never know.
You don't know.
You
so
know?
I do.
I
try
could have
to
been entertaining angels.
An angel. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Boom.
God is awesome.
Boom. Y'all
He
must be
is all the time.
Y'all must be spiritual.
You brought him in. Did you
spiritual?
feel it?
You brought the essence of God in here when you prayed before we brought in our
guests. Are we like spirit bound up in here? Is this?
Jesus.
Holy Spirit.
Stop.
Hallelujah.
I know you're an inspirational hip hop artist. Okay.
So look, we got our special guest in the building.
Yes, and she is super,
how do you say her name? Hashaquina? Is that right?
Yes, you're right.
Awesome. But we can call you Queen for short, right?
You can call me that.
That's okay?
I'm all right with that.
All right. You see how etiquette? You see how much etiquette she has?
Yes.
You know how many young people don't
Her
have
is
the
so
type of
pretty.
etiquette
Her
to
is so
address.
pretty. I love her.
Yes.
It's her
And you know how to
pronunciation.
express yourself.
You do.
So we're going to
You
let
do.
you introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are.
Well, you know what? Let me introduce
Oh,
her.
excuse me. Auntie.
I have a special privileges. I have special privileges here. The reason I want to introduce her because she is special.
Yes, yes.
This young lady, she's 16 years old.
Okay.
She is the oldest of 5 children.
Okay.
She is from Colorado Springs.
All right.
I know her when she was 4 years old. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, very meek, humble.
Right. Yes.
Just a wonderful little girl she was when she was 4.
Right.
And I thought, wow. And she is a singer.
Oh, wow.
Yes. She's a singer.
You know we like to put people on the spot.
We do. She's a singer. She's a dancer. And she's an artist.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome.
Welcome, Miss Hashaquina Earth.
Miss Queen. Welcome, Miss Queen.
Welcome. We are so glad to have you.
Yes,
I mean,
we are happy to have
it's
you.
a delicate topic, but we definitely need to
it.
get into it, and we need to talk about it because that's
about
the beginning of healing.
Yes.
And that's how we get healed.
Amen. Amen.
So, where do you want to start, Miss Carolyn?
I would like to start with Hashaquina. You're from Colorado, and you are now here in Atlanta, Georgia.
I am now here.
You're out here.
Hey.
And the transition happened when? When did you get here?
Transition happened. What has it been? It has been a week, I think.
It's been a
Wow,
week.
just 1 week.
It's been a week.
Just a week.
I got a phone call, and the phone call was from my brother who was told to go to Colorado because Hashaquina's daddy called him. And my brother went to Colorado. My brother called me on the phone and says, Carolyn, we got a problem. I said, what?
Yeah.
He said, your great niece has been trafficked. I said,
Jesus.
what? He said,
Yeah,
yeah.
she told me when
And I
to come out
said,
and do
I don't know what you're talking about. He said, yeah. And I said, you know what? I don't even want to hear the story. I don't want to know nothing. I just get her out of Colorado and send her to me.
So, Miss Carol, let me ask you a question.
Yes, yes.
You've been through a lot. We know about the
Yeah.
story of Shop
Yeah.
Talk and everything that's going on with you.
Yeah.
So you get into the clear, you start doing all these amazing things, all these sold out shows,
Yeah.
and then you get news like this.
It was devastating.
What does it do?
Oh my God, it tore me apart because I'm the one that works with victims of domestic violence with the Advocacy
Yes,
Center. I'm a
yes.
CASA worker.
Right.
Yes.
I'm a playwright. I share my story as a motivational speaker to empower and educate women to let them know that God did not create your temple to have anybody destroy it.
That's right.
So
That's right.
when I hear that my niece has been trafficked, I said, I can't even handle it because I know I'm going to be torn up. And to be honest with you, I have not even heard the entire story. I just heard the basics that she was trafficked.
Yeah.
But listen to this. Trafficked by her mother.
Jesus.
Her mother.
Boy.
That's
Wait.
devastating.
Let me get my earrings off.
Uh-oh.
Lord,
Oh, here we go.
Jesus.
Mama
Man,
mode.
you know
It's time
what?
to fight. These are fighting
These are
things.
fighting
And
things.
It
here.
really is.
And it's serious because I'm the type of person you can just give me the address.
No,
and
that's
I'll
it.
just
Right.
take care of it.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to. Hashaquina,
Yes.
tell us, what does that feel like?
I would say it definitely is something that will be with me forever. and it is definitely nothing that you wish would have ever happened to you.
Okay.
But I would definitely certainly say that this whole situation has definitely opened a lot, opened my eyes a lot, and made me realize a lot of things about myself.
Okay.
As far as being fearless and
Amen.
and brave.
Definitely fearless.
Amen.
So tell
Definitely.
me, up until what age you had a normal life? Everything you was eating Frosted Flakes for breakfast and going to school and enjoying life and just carefree. And then what happened?
Well, all the way up until I would say 8 years old. You know, the stability with my parents was really good.
Okay.
They got
Mother,
along-
father, they had great
Mother and
relationship?
father, they had a great relationship together, and we were just a tight family along with my siblings. And
Okay.
from that point on, they separated, and then I moved in with my mom. I
Okay.
did stay in school, but then it got to the point where I was 12 years old, and I moved to Denver.
Did
Okay.
your siblings move with you, or it was just you and your mom?
It was my siblings too.
Okay.
They're younger than you, or older?
She's the
They
oldest.
are younger.
How old are your siblings?
They are the youngest one is 8 now. The second youngest one is 10.
Right.
Then goes 11, going on 12,
right.
and 14.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
it's you, and you're 16.
Yes.
Queena, when you moved from Colorado Springs to Denver, there was a swift transition of your parents splitting up, and you didn't go to school.
I didn't.
You haven't been to school since you were how old?
I haven't been to actual public school since I was 10 years old.
Wow.
And you know
And your
they say
siblings?
this-
And my siblings. But you know, throughout all the neglect and all of the abandonment that has happened, I still stayed strong, and I wanted to make sure that they at least were feeling loved from me, and they were getting the resources that I could try my best to give them. So you know, in my mind in that time, I'm just like, let me just do my best
Do
to
what you
help
can.
them, do what I can.
And that's the normal. That's the normal posture
sibling,
of
yeah.
an older sibling.
Right,
They always want
right.
to take care of the younger.
Right.
And that's an issue that we have in the black community where we always put our children in a position to try to parent.
Yeah.
And you know that's abnormal. But we don't want to get on that too tough. What I want to know is it went from greatness to chaos overnight, and then what happened? Tell us.
You know,
Walk
just
us
to
through.
say real quick, you know that the statistics of it is, you know, that majority of the younger children, young girls or young boys that are being trafficked, you know, they are, if they're missing school, those are signs. Those are things that, you know, that they say that are a pattern
Right,
of knowing
right.
that, you know, these
Something
are
is
things that
wrong.
something is wrong.
Something is wrong.
Or they're coming to school
And,
late.
and that's what
or-
it is. You don't want them in school because you don't want them to be focused on. So I
Right.
have more time with just the isolation of having them
Right.
do what I want them to do.
And
Right,
the brainwashing.
right,
that
and
Oh
comes
yeah.
brainwashing.
along
Oh
with it.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I wanted Hashaquina to
But I'm sorry,
share
sweetie.
how she went with her transition to Denver, not going to school, and then her mother met somebody.
Yes, so from there, I moved to Denver, lived in the 5 Points for a little bit, and that life was pretty hard, just not having someone to lead me to the right path, as far as knowing that it isn't an easy environment to live in by yourself.
Oh,
Okay.
and let me share with you, 5 Points is a really, really bad place to live. It's like living in the West End here.
Okay.
Shootings and killings and fightings and
My
drug
God. What?
trafficking.
Excuse me.
What?
We
Shootings
talking
and-
about Denver, Colorado, like
Yeah.
Denver Broncos,
5 Points.
John Elway,
Yeah.
Okay, we're not
yeah.
talking about like Chicago.
We're talking
and it's
about.
bad there.
Oh my God, that particular area of Denver is called 5
Is that
Points,
bad?
and it's as bad as West Point. It's worse
wow.
than that. And I could see
Aw,
where she's
sweetie,
coming from,
I'm so
being a little girl and her siblings being in that environment. And then check this out: while they're there, her mama ain't.
So where was
What?
mom?
At time, it was very rare that she was actually there with us. It was also hard because she was a single parent at the time. And so she would come and then she would leave, but it would just be like her traveling for her entrepreneur jobs, stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Her
So she
entrepreneur,
would
what
leave
was she?
you with the new boyfriend.
Oh, right. So when I was 13, I had found out about this guy, and I guess she had shown me some footage of him, and he had been on the Ellen DeGeneres show.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, just looking at that, I was like, wow, that's really cool, because he was my age from what I saw, and he was into music, and I guess he was doing an act where he was doing tap dance and playing trumpet at the same time. I was like, that's
Okay.
really interesting. And so from that point, I guess, little did I know they were still talking on Facebook. I thought it was just, you know, hey, look at this. But
Right.
from that point on, they were still talking on Facebook because he wanted mentorship as far as healthy lifestyle and all of that, because him and my mom are both into veganism and things like that, and you know, the healthy lifestyle. And so from there, she had told me, because I was going through some things as a young lady, and I was already having just a hard time with figuring myself out.
Okay.
But then again, she wasn't there, and so she's expecting me to do this on my own, and I'm just like, oh.
Which is normal for a young lady that's 13 because you have
Right.
nature taking its course.
Exactly. And so from that point, she just said she wanted him to be a mentor in my life.
And he was your age.
So
He was not
I was
my
trying
age.
to ask, is he your age?
I guess the video was way older than I thought.
Okay.
The Ella DeGeneres video that he was, you know, he was about 12 years old.
Right.
Okay,
And
so it was a
he
back
was,
in the day.
It was a kind of
It was
back.
an old video
It
of
was an
the boy.
old video
right.
of the boy.
Okay, because I
Okay.
was going, he got a 16-year-old trying to
But
get
then
it.
again, when I saw him, you know, there was no difference. He still looked like a little boy.
Oh,
So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
he was like 17, and so
So this was the kid that you did the video with, the music video.
this
or
is
something?
the kid that I did the video with, and it was something else. It was a forced video that I didn't even want to do.
Okay.
It was, yeah.
So they basically like gradually introduced you guys and kind of like put you in a position to just be together and start doing things. Is that how it happened?
That's what happened.
Okay.
And he had been living in San Francisco, California at the time.
Okay.
And I would text him sometimes, and he would give me just random motivational texts, and we would talk regularly as friends.
Okay.
And then I come to find out when I'm 14 and a half, turning 15, that he's moving to Colorado, and I'm like, what is this?
Wow.
Oh, boy.
So in that
Okay.
point, you were innocent. You thinking, oh, this is just a friendship, like a pen pal or something,
No big
long
deal.
distance. You know, and I'm doing music, so we're
Right.
gonna be working together. So.
Right, and I didn't really know what kind of person he was, and me being a young lady, not really thinking about the serious consequences in everything that you do. What you say is what you mean. What you do is gonna be with you in whatever
Right.
decision you make. I kind of just was like, you know, he asked me about being a relationship, and in a way of not stating it as it is. And I was just like, sure, you know, I was thinking as a playful kid,
Right.
you know.
Wow. Denver, Colorado. Hey, everybody, for tuning in. Tony Morris, Bridget Epps, the twins.
Hello.
Thanks for
Shout
tuning in. We're
out.
on here
Shout
talking
out.
about
Shout out.
sex trafficking, and we
Yeah.
have a
Man.
guest in the studio, Miss
Yeah.
Hasha
My God.
Queena.
Hasha
And she's
Queena.
talking about her experience from 14, and she's now 16, and she's
Yes.
just giving us the inside scoop of what was actually going on, the betrayal.
Yes.
So
yes.
at this point, you're not thinking, Mom, what are you doing? Dad, where's Dad?
Dad, he is still in Colorado Springs, and he's been calling for quite some time.
Okay.
But then again, it was complicated because he would constantly be bashed in disrespectful ways that weren't necessary. So he felt like he couldn't call to even ask, "Oh, can I talk to my children?" But he would still check on us, and we would still go visit him every now and then. But this is before the situation got ugly.
Okay.
Before I felt like, should I ask for help? Should I not?
Right.
You know.
So
Yeah.
So then, at what point did you say, okay, what's going on here? Like, tell us some of the things that happened between 14 and 16 that made you say, oh, I got to get out of this.
Well, one red flag for me was very strange, to where I started seeing the psychotic side of him. It's like, it's really small things, but when you're a person that pays full attention and just is aware of your surroundings,
Okay.
you know,
Like your aunt.
heart, mind, yeah.
All the way under the
If
bus.
she had a known before, would have been there, ready
Yeah.
to
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, and
I
so
would've.
put a
Hands
whole
down.
whoop out.
Hello.
Right.
Hello.
It's right in front of you, and so.
One of them dragged by the hair type of
And so the first time I picked him up from the airport, when he had moved here from San Francisco, California, we had went to the store to get some snacks after that long ride of coming from the airport, and his mother had pulled me aside while I was at the store because I was shy, and this was my first time seeing him. I was
Right.
like, I don't know what to talk about, and this is
Right.
really weird because I
Right.
didn't even know. he was moving out here, and so she had pulled me aside and she said, you're not really showing him affection. You're not.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. You know,
So
now
what is
it
his
gets bad.
what is his denomination? What is his background? I'm trying to figure out.
His his background.
Yeah, he's like Spanish or
He's Italian, American, and that's all he told me. He's just Italian, Hispanic, and American.
Okay. So his mom is like she knows something.
She knows something.
And she's telling you like, okay, you need to like.
She's like, you need to warm up a little bit more. Hugs,
And
kisses.
how old
So
are you?
wait,
Now,
are
how
we
old are
saying
you?
his mom or
His
her
mom
mom?
is saying that.
This is a day before my 15th birthday.
Wow.
So they must have made some promises for you to get with this guy.
Yeah.
All right. So then what happened? How did the friendship develop after that?
The friendship after that, I mean, we kind of just talked a little bit. The next time I saw him was on my birthday, and so he had paid for, dinner. And after that, he kind of just was trying to, get me to warm up to him by buying me all these things. And, I was just like, maybe he's not that bad. But then I was kind of weirded out.
So actually, Hashaquina, you were put in a situation to like somebody almost as though it could be your boyfriend. And you start to like this person thinking they're liking you. And then later you find out there's a little twist between that.
There's a little twist between that. And I don't have a choice whether or not I want to be with him or not, or I like this person. And it got to the point where I would go places with him, and then I would, for some reason, be forced to actually go with the story of, this is my fiance.
Oh, wow.
Okay, wait a minute. How old is this boy now?
He's
He's
19
like
now.
19,
Oh,
and she's like,
boy.
he's like 4 years older than her.
He would be like, commitment. We're going to go meet this person for business, and he thinks that you are my fiance, so you're going to have to go with it.
Mm.
Can you imagine somebody forcing you?
I remember that day. I literally
At that
went
age?
in the, yeah.
No
No.
way.
No.
Jose, no way.
Yeah.
So then you guys had to work together. You had to do videos together.
We
you
had to do videos
photo
together.
shoots together.
It almost got to that point. We never really got the chance to, because I would somehow find a way to stall through it.
Okay. So you were on to them, and then you was like, I'm not really going to do this.
Yeah, and down the road, I started to, gain strength for myself and not be scared and feel like I'm in a way taking control of the situation, because at some point I can actually open my mouth and
Okay.
speak
Right,
about it
and
when
say
I'm ready to
you don't
step
want
out.
to.
Right.
That's right.
Mhm.
And so they were trying to force you guys to have intimate moments together, like getting you alone and then say, hey, go with him.
Yeah, and I was manipulated constantly until I did it. And they would be like, if you ever feel that way or feel that urge, he's the only one ever that you will be able to fulfill that with.
Oh, wow.
What?
Wow. What?
Hashaquina, share with them that you had some incidents happen to you.
Right. So there were some incidents that had happened to me, and there was this time where I was a year into the relationship, and I almost had
year?
I
Oh,
was
I'm
a
sorry.
year. This was going on the second year, and I was almost done, and I thought, I didn't know what was going on still. I was like, why do I have to? She was like, because you mean what you say. You already said you wanted to be with him. So there was this incident where my mother was losing her house, and my uncle had offered for us to go stay with him, but some reason we just couldn't. And we had to go stay with him, and I was like, why? So long story short, we're staying with him. And again, it just happened. We were intimate, and down the road.
The kid or the uncle?
The guy.
The kid.
Mhm.
Okay. Wow.
And so, long down the road, after we were intimate, a couple months in, I start to feel really depressed and sick, and I feel like I want to eat so much food, and I don't. Where I'm going with this is pregnancy symptoms, and so I go to find out that I am pregnant, and I found this out after I was about 7 weeks in. And after I was 7 weeks in, before I even got the test and I found out, I was like, everyone thought I was crazy. I was like, I feel a presence here. And I'm feeling really off right now, and I need help. And they didn't really think of it as much at first. But after I found out I was pregnant, last year of September, when I was 7 weeks, I went to go get an abortion. And this was definitely a decision I had to think hard to make, because then again, I already know that I'm young and I'm still growing as a young woman and figuring out what I want to do and who I am. And I knew I wasn't ready for a kid anyways.
Right.
I knew I wasn't ready. I felt like I knew this was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But it is something that will stay with me forever.
Absolutely.
But this was not your first pregnancy.
My second one was a miscarriage.
Jesus.
And that was also an accident.
Oh boy.
One thing, Hashaquina, because of the results of you having 2 pregnancies, your mom did something to you.
Yes, she did.
She implanted something in you that has caused you some major health issues. And it's really messed your life up. And Hashaquina is suffering a lot of pain right now. She needs to have a surgery. Her mom gave her a surgery of a copper inside of her.
Well,
so she was,
yes. After I got my abortion, instantly after, I had a copper IUD inserted for birth control.
Isn't that illegal?
I was going to say that's illegal.
You're
they
a
don't
minor.
do-
Yes.
Yeah.
The
That's
minor.
not-
I never
That's
knew
illegal.
that.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have that. And she's having a lot of health complications because of
Yeah,
it.
because
Jeez.
Like,
her
my body is definitely rejecting it. It is.
So it has to be
It
removed.
has to be removed.
Yeah, and it hasn't been since September, so I've had it in for like almost
No.
a year.
Go back to, you found something out to make you understand that you knew you were being trafficked.
Yeah, and that was one day because my mom broke her phone somehow. She still needed something for emails, and her fiance was too busy with the laptop, and so she had used my cell phone, and she had left her emails open. And one day when I wanted to check my emails, I had went to Gmail, and I had found out that I had seen this like contract type of email, and it was like a long paragraph, and I was like, what is this? Like, at first my mind is like, this it's really nothing. It's none of my business. But then after I see that it is from Gabe, I'm like, what is this? Because I seen my name on it in caps, and so I was like, why? What is this about me? And so I'm reading it just a little bit. I'm skimming through it because my mom is coming back, and I'm like, what is it? And I see something about in exchange for Queenie and commitment and things like that, and I saw something about life saving. So I guess they were talking about in exchange for me and my time, and as far as relationship wise and being with him, then she would get money.
Wow.
Well, we got to take a break on 108 Praise
Yes, we
Radio.
need a
We'll
break.
be back.
Yes.
Whew,
Yeah, we'll be right
give me
back
the
after this.
tissue.
Yeah, I need a
Very touchy topic. We see
Very
some people
touchy.
chiming in, talking about it, and
Yeah.
we're going to try to keep
Yes.
everything going with it.
Yeah, we are. Your dad, which happens to be my nephew, whoop, 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 he wants to chime in, and he wants you, when we come back from break, to talk about what happened to your siblings when you were having this relationship and your mom was out
where
of
were they?
town. Where were your siblings
That's
at?
right. That's right.
Okay, so we're going to take a break.
We're
We'll be
taking a
back
break
with
on
108 Praise Radio.
Oasis Montage Show.
108.
No R&B. You don't know nobody don't love music, and I think every generation has their, a generation of music that they love and they're biased to. But you still have to respect what the young kids is coming up with, what we are continuing to come up with, and as long as we continue to be truthful to our music, I think everybody should respect that and just support that, because music has been, on a decline, but now it's looking like it's starting to come back up. It's starting to come back up. So when we have Essence Festival and, Coca-Cola, sponsoring and all that kind of stuff, it's a great thing because they believe in us. And now we have a sold out crowd here tonight and yesterday and all of that. So it's just a testament to, people wanting to hear real good music.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have time for one question. In the green. Yes.
Hi, you guys. Love you.
Love you more.
You guys mentioned the younger crowd, the newer generation, and how they do things differently. Louder?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Charmian Bailey from Rolling Out Magazine. You guys mentioned the younger crowd, the newer generation, and how they do things differently. So what advice would you give to them coming into the music business that they can learn?
Well, I think I'm going to let my sister speak for herself, but I think I'm speaking for her and a lot of the artists that's been out since the 90s. I think now you have to wear a lot of hats, you know, and I've been taken for money. I'm pretty sure like a lot of the artists that, you know, my peers has been taken, and, you know, I mean, as an artist, you should, I mean, the way that it should be is you just focus on what you're doing, entertainment. Unfortunately, you have wolves out there. The harder you are working to make it, they're working harder to take it. And so that's the downfall of it. And now, so, you know, me, I would always tell even my son and my daughters just trying to get
about this sex trafficking thing, and you know, it's a crazy industry, sex trafficking. I was reading some statistics earlier that said that it was some ridiculous $1 billion figure that's being made, and hundreds of thousands of kids under the age of 18 are being trafficked.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's in every state. It's not just in one or two states. It's in all 50 states.
50 states.
So we have to be conscious of this, and this is one of the things that's going to help us to get through this thing, is to raise the awareness, just like with anything that's happening out here that's negative, and we're trying to bring a positive twist to it. So, Ms. Hashaquina, we're almost out of time, and we want to wrap it up, but we want you to talk about where you are now, where you're going, and what because you have a wonderful, amazing spirit.
Yes.
And you're a very positive individual and mature. So tell us what your plans are and where you're going in life now.
And one thing you shared with me, Hashaquina, you got out of the situation because you wanted to help your siblings, and you knew that your siblings had been going through some things, and maybe your sister was experiencing some molestation from the mother of the young man that you were seeing. So you were trying to get out of it because you knew that they were being groomed to do what you were doing.
Jesus.
I was. And, you know, it was such a difficult, it was so, you know, it was like this and it was like that. It was a lot you had to think about, because you were like, I was like, if I leave the situation now, because I was definitely capable of doing that. I already knew what I had to do. I'm leaving them behind, and what is this? What am I leaving them in?
Yeah.
I had to think about this, and so I had to, you know, I had to be with him a little longer.
That was hard.
Yeah. And I understood that I had talked to your siblings, and I understand that they had been in another room while you were engaged in a relationship, and they're knowing that their sister is with this guy, and they had to entertain the sexual content and conversations.
Right. They did. And that was the hardest thing ever. And it was the most devastating thing that I was conscious of, was what was going on, and that I knew is going to be, you know, that they're going to think about, and they're just innocent children. And so,
and there were times that your mom would go away out of town and leave you guys with no food and neglected. And your brother had shared that she went to Argentina, there was no food, and you know, there was a rotten potato that he had to have the siblings eat, and you guys had a really tough time. She's overseas somewhere, and it's just you guys taking care of each other, and she's not there to help you with any food, no money, no nothing.
So I'm trying to understand.
So how did you get out?
Now?
How did you get out?
I got out because I was over at she thought that I was not going to open my mouth about anything at all, because I was happy with what was going on. And that's just the smile that I had to wear that smile every day, and just, you know, go with it. And I had finally, I didn't tell my dad. The first person I told actually was my godmother. And I had been over at her house when I was visiting, because there was nowhere else I could go while my mom was busy. Okay. And so this was actually in the same time that I was pregnant, and she told me that she knew that there was something different about me. It was just an ordinary day, and then later on, I had told her, but through a text, because the kids were in the room. And so I had told her, you know, I'm pregnant. And she was shocked, and she had the kids leave the room, and she was very upset. And she had started finding out the backstory. My mom's forcing me to be with this.
And Hashaquina, we only have a minute before we have to close on the air, but I want to share with the fact that you are now here in Georgia, and you're ready to go to school, something you've never experienced before. You've had to file charges, and you've had to try to get medical insurance and start a life all over again. And this is a very, very difficult thing for you to left your siblings, who are now with your dad.
Yeah.
and your dad is now
Good,
going to
good.
have the children, and
Good.
charges
Right.
are going to be filed, and
Yes.
somebody's going to pay the price for hurting and harming you.
That's right.
And that's what
right.
needs to happen.
That's
And,
right.
and my
That's
hat
right.
goes off to you
That's
for
right.
being strong enough to
Thank
speak
you.
out
Thank you.
and to share your story, and
Amen.
for you feeling that anybody that is going through to understand that you're a child of God and you're a queen and a king of the Most
Amen.
High King, and
Amen.
never ever
Thank you.
get yourself caught up into something that you
Amen.
shouldn't
Amen.
be forced to do. And
Amen.
amen for your plight, for your strength,
Amen.
and your focus, and amen for your fresh
And
start
thank
in
you for
life.
coming to the
thank
show
you so much for
Yeah.
coming.
and being
Thank you.
Thank you.
Truly
willing
a
to speak
pleasure.
out about
Yes.
this thing
Yes.
and just keep pressing on.
Yeah,
No.
one other
I
thing,
know that-
Hasha Queen needs some things. Because she came with just really the clothes on her back, if anybody has any donations to help her with her plight starting all over again, please
Right.
make
Yes.
a donation.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
go to my Cash App at 404-996-9112 with, it says cash sign, shop talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
And make a donation to Hasha Queen and help her
Yes,
start all
please,
over again.
Please. Beautiful
Right.
life to start all
Yeah.
over
And
again.
share it with a
Yes.
friend and tell a friend and
Tell
tell
a friend,
a friend.
tell a friend, tell a
Because this is a
friend.
very big thing and we need to come together on this.
That's it. That's
Amen.
it. This is not the
Amen.
last time we're going to talk about something that needs to be bought out, that
That's
people
right.
are
Right.
quiet
That's
about
right.
and don't want to talk about.
Right.
And you know, it's a
So-
blessing. It's a blessing to you, you know,
Yeah.
for coming in because you're a
Alright.
blessing
Thank
to
you guys
someone
for
else that's
having me.
listening.
No, thank you, Hasha
Yes.
Queen.
Thanks for coming.
You
Yes,
rock.
yes,
yes.
Yay.
Amen.
We want to shout out everybody.
Shout
to
out.
Shout
everybody on the 108 Praise team for voicing the gospel.
Yes,
all
yes,
the other
yes.
hosts, everybody. Mr. Courtney, that's behind the scenes, always doing things.
Yay.
We want to shout out all our
Courtney.
sponsors.
Shout out.
Dr. Adams, we got
Dr.
LA God's
Adams,
Chosen,
yes.
Lionel Gant.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody that's out here fighting the good fight, trying to help things
Amen.
change for the positive.
That's it.
Amen.
That's it.
Shout out to Poetic, wherever he is, his
Woo,
mystery
woo, woo,
artist.
Mr. Platinum artist.
Carolyn
Rocking with you
Moore.
rocking with you at 7.
Miss Carolyn Moore, the writer behind the scenes, is writing music,
she
movies,
is.
plays.
Yes, she is.
Shout out to everybody at Legal Shield, the Legal Beagle, and everybody that's involved.
Yes, amen.
Everybody that's tuning in right now, we see you, Laura
Yes,
Alexander,
yes,
Bridget.
yes,
we see you,
Bridget,
Antonio
we see
Morris.
you,
we
baby.
see you,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yes,
Shout out to
yes.
you all.
Kind of
Shout
everybody.
out to all y'all.
And next time we get back in here, we're gonna let you sing, Miss Lady. We're
Yes.
out of time, but we would love to hear what God has blessed you with.
I would
Amen.
love to.
Yes.
Amen.
And tune in
Amen.
next week. We will have the Twice Twins on
Woo!
the show from TMZ, and they will be here to voice the gospel.
All right, all
Rockin' with you
right,
at
all
7. Rockin' with you
right.
at 7.
Rocking with you at 7.
Rockin' with you at 7.
Yeah, shout out.